not too late to be heard. So tell me what I need to know. Tell me what I need to know. And stop this charade.
Small town, big crowd, and there you were in front of me. Small talk, big thoughts, all we wanted was to escape. This sounds too small for dreams like this. Don't wanna settle down, don't wanna miss out on adventures, things we haven't seen. Take my hand and follow me. Baby, we're leaving midnight. It's time for a change, let's get out of here. We'll never look back, this is our time. We're leaving at midnight, leaving at midnight. Hands up, such a rush. I love having you here with me. To dream big is no sin. The sky has no limit, yeah, we're free. This sounds too small for dreams like this. Don't wanna settle down, don't wanna miss out on adventures, things we haven't seen. Take my hand and follow me. Baby, we're leaving midnight. It's time for a change, let's get out of here. We'll never look back, this is our time. We're leaving at midnight, leaving at midnight. Baby, we're leaving midnight. It's time for a change, let's get out of here. We'll never look back, this is our
I got to turn that down. Oh, my friends. My friends, my friends, my friends. Okay, here we go. We are ready to have some fun. Are you guys ready to have some fun today? I love seeing all my friendly faces. I got to fix my headphones here. There we go. I couldn't hear myself. It was all muffled. I hate that. So one of the cool things about the good old... I'm being cheeky right now because our friend James is having a little bit of some tech troubles. But I was about to say, my good old app, my Wavelink app, you can adjust your listening volume mix between the computer volume and the microphone volume. And for whatever reason, mine just decides, the Wavelink application just decides every once in a while to just go all computer. And so when it does that, and I start talking into my mic, I can't hear. It's like muffled, and I hate that. I don't like that. Some people don't care. They actually don't listen to themselves through their headphones. It's called direct monitoring, by the way. I like to do that. So anyway, I'm just laughing because James was struggling a little bit. He's trying different things, and he's going with a Plan B audio setup, and he was having some fits. He was having some fits with the good old Elgato as well. So, hello everybody. We got Billy in the house. What's up? He says strike one for Wavelink. It is one of those things, right? It is one of those things. We got Anthony in the house from Griffo Productions, right? Hello, Anthony. It's good seeing you. I'm doing well today. You can see that the sun is shining. So if you haven't tuned in for a few weeks or for a while, you may have noticed that I switched the angle up of the stream. So I am now streaming. My angle's a little bit different. It's more pointing at a different place in my area here, and I want that like depth. So I have this amazing camera with this amazing lens, and I want to be able to show it off a little bit. So, but the downside is that when it's cloudy out, or if it's evening time, if it's dark, then you're not going to have that light coming in. But right now the sun is shining bright. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful fall day. It's cold and crisp. I'm not ready for the cold. Okay. If there's something you guys need to know. Many of you have not been here for a full year. Some of you have. Shout out to Billy. Shout out to Laura. Been here longer than a year. But I hate the winter. I'm not a fan of the winter. I like my sunshine. I like my colors, and I like to be outside. I like to golf. I like to fish. I like to boat. I like to walk. I mean, I like to do whatever I can outside. And when it hits about in the 20s and low 30s, I'm not a big fan of that. Now, if there's snow on the ground, it's pretty. I'm good. But about January 10th, I'm over it. I'm like, get out of here, winter. Let's go spring. And if in the Midwest here in Indiana, it just feels like it takes 8 months for spring to come. It just feels that way, but it's not. But it is what it is. So yeah, heated seats help me in the Jeep. Heated seats up in the Jeep. Yeah, I will say I love my Jeep. And one thing about the Jeep that's awesome is super fast. It's way, way, way fast. It heats up quick. That is definitely a good thing for sure, for sure, for sure. Let me see here. I saw something. Happy November. Yes. I originally typed this in text convo I was having with someone. That's really funny, actually. So she started typing that up, and then she's like, whoa, I was starting that somewhere else. So there you go. CK's in the house. What's up? And I think I saw Cynthia. Yes, Cynthia is here watching live Purgatory Paranormal of New York. Super cool channel, by the way. Super neat stuff over there. Definitely check it out. CK says, I can ice fish. Hey, CK, you want to know how much interest I have in that? You want to know how much fun that sounds to me? That's how much fun that sounds. No, I don't want to sit in the cold, sitting in the cold, freezing with my little ice. Do you know what's fun about fishing? Is throwing the lure out and reeling it in and the different techniques. Ice fishing is like, it goes in there and you sit there and you freeze and you wait for something to happen, or you pull it up I don't know. I don't think I have any interest in that, hootenanny. I don't think I do. I really don't think I do. Yeah, so Laura's in Indiana as well. She's like, it's cold today. It is. Today's the first day where we got a cold snap. It's supposed to be like 29 degrees tonight. I already brought my fresh basil plants in. Those of you that tuned in when I like to do my little hangouts, I have my little cocktail with my fresh basil in it. I already brought the fresh basil in. It's in there, right? Tara says, I have no sympathy for you. Tara Lampert is up in Alaska. True story. True story. But Tara, you live in Alaska. I mean, it's kind of like you want that, I'm assuming. I mean, it's kind of like people who live in Florida or Texas complain about the heat. I'm like, you are there, right? You are there. It's kind of part of it. But yeah, anyway. Okay. Enough about the weather, right? Enough about the weather. I see that Billy's got a question, which is pretty awesome. So we'll definitely check that out. Cynthia says, I should be on a plane now to Vegas, but my flight got canceled. Going to the airport soon and not leaving till my butt's in a seat. Wowzers. That is, I keep hearing these stories. I know a friend that was supposed to go to like the Dominican Republic for a college friends reunion, and his flight kept getting canceled, and it got rescheduled, and it was like literally he was basically going to be there for one day. So he didn't go. I was like, that sucks. That's terrible. So anyway, Hopefully get through that. Johnny Bean's here. Hello, Johnny. Good to see you live, hanging out with us again. What time is it for you, Johnny? I think you're in a different time zone as well. So John Pullum in the house. John, we haven't seen you in a while, my friend. He's not mowing today. I'm thinking. He says it's snowing in parts of Michigan. It's supposed to maybe snow in my area later. Whoa. I'm not ready for the snow. I am not. This time of year, I love the fall. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It is stunningly amazing, especially in the Midwest. It is just so pretty. But the only thing I hate is I have this like underlying anxiety kind of creeping in, and it's creeping in because I know that means winter's coming. And so that's kind of the challenge that I'm running into with that, right? So yeah, chilly in Kansas City. It's cold. It's cold. No snow here in Santa Cruz. There you go. I knew somebody had to be watching from somewhere warm for sure. So, it's raining though. Bummer about the rain. Okay, let me see here. I feel like I missed something important. Yes, Omaha Junior Lancers High School Hockey is here. Thank you for watching again. Ice fishing is about the solitude and beer. I'm all about the beer. Okay, so I love fishing. I love golfing. all those things, because you can get out there with nature and be outside and you can enjoy cocktails and whatever you want. And I do think that is part of it too, for sure. I love it. Most of my friends think it's shocking that I actually like to fish because it is such a kind of slow, patient type of thing. But I'm like, yeah, but I can go out there and sort of be in the quiet, but also like doing something. I like that part. So the other thing I do that shocks people is I do deer hunting. And in fact, deer hunting, we've just started deer hunting season. We have the tree stands up. And here's why I love deer hunting. First of all, there's something about you literally get up at the butt crack of dawn. It's not even the butt crack of dawn. You get up like 2 hours before the butt crack of dawn. You bathe in this special shampoo so that you don't have any smell. And then you wear all this crazy heavy duty warm stuff. There's a process. I like things that have a process. And then you go out and you are literally out there. You go out and you have to be very quiet. You wear this little headlamp. And it's kind of like, I don't know. There's something about it like you're in the middle of living a video game or something, but you have to be super quiet and you hear the sounds of the woods and you get to your spot, you find it. There's that challenge and adventure. Literally, you walk sometimes a whole mile to get to your tree stand, depending on what your hunting situation is. And you get there and you sit there and you climb up in this thing and you sit there and then you literally sit in the darkness for usually at least 30 minutes, ideally 30 minutes. Because here's the deal. You don't want to be getting there at sunrise because that's when all the animals are starting to get going, and including the deer. And you want to be in your stand and quiet before all that starts to happen. Plus, if you spook anything, then they have a chance to kind of get unspooked. And then, of course, maybe come around where you are. Giving you all way too much information about hunting right now, but I'm trying to explain. It's all that process. But then you literally sit there and you listen and you hear the woods come to life. First thing you hear are some different kinds of birds. Then you start to hear the squirrels and you hear them waking up in the treetops. And then they start coming down and making all kinds of noise. And half the time you think it's a deer walking and it's not, it's a dang squirrel. And you hear owls, and the owls are loud and they echo across the whole, it's crazy. But anyway, then if you're lucky, you might see these beautiful creatures in nature and, you hear them first usually, and then you see them and they are amazing. And, they make great chili and meatballs and other things too. But I do enjoy the process of it. But I also enjoy that it's interesting when you think about as a human, like we are at this advantage. But when you sit and you actually sit in nature and you pay attention, and in these moments when you're hunting, because you have to be so quiet and so focused, you literally have nothing to do but pay attention and listen. And you watch them and you see this whole different side of them. And that is honestly one of the things I never expected to get out of the process of hunting. I only started doing this a couple years ago. And it's just like you have a whole different type of respect for these animals and these creatures. And they are so smart. And you see it and you see how they operate. And it's just fascinating. But it does require complete silence and pure patience. And that I'm not good at. But I do like to hunt because of all the other things. You can always find another thing to kind of focus on the beauty, right? Fishing's kind of similar. You're out there and it's just kind of fun. So I actually watched the whole thing and I thought it was so sad. But John, I don't kill any mamas out there with babies. No, not that I see at least. Okay, we're gonna move on from the hunting conversation because the show is not about hunting. I just thought I'd share a little about, I guess, whatever. Sometimes we just start chatting and we start talking about who knows what, right? That's just what happens sometimes when we're on live video. But I know I saw Billy had a question. This is a live Q&A today. I have a few things I want to make sure you guys are aware about. First things first, this is powered by StreamYard. So I use StreamYard for all of my stuff. It's an amazing tool. I'm telling you guys something. I'm allowed to say this. There are some absolutely game-changing features coming to StreamYard. And when I say coming, really, really, really soon. There's some that were already announced, that have been announced in the past. There are some that they have teased at. They are coming. I literally have had an opportunity to watch some videos and I'm getting access to these features soon, but they are coming and I will be helping StreamYard announce these features as well as go through them with everyone. And the reason is because there's so much coming. There's so many updates coming. So if you're kind of like, oh, I've played around with StreamYard, or, oh, I've done a little bit of live and I'm still kind of dabbling around it, get back in there, go create a few live videos this week so that when these new features come out, you're going to be ready for them. I mean, they are amazing. Some of them are going to make creating live videos your production value so much higher. Others are going to provide ways for you to actually have so many different things that kind of are tricky about it. They're going to create tools that are going to make it not as tricky about doing certain things, like moderating the chat or monitoring the chat and other things. So lots of amazing features coming. So make sure you're hanging out, you're ready. When will they be announced? They are going to be announced very, very soon. And they're going to be, I think, at least 2 waves of these features coming out like super, super, super duper soon. So I can't tell you exactly when. All I can say is super duper 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 soon. And they're amazing. They're going to be freaking crazy, crazy awesome. Sammy Superstar is in the house. Hello. And we've got my friend James, who should be getting ready for his show, is also helping us out with the moderation and hanging out with us to hang out and make sure that everybody's all good to go on the question formats. Yes. So if you do have a question, do me a favor, put a Q in front of it, because all that does is that actually helps me see your question as a question. And then I know, like Robin's got a question. Make sure I get to that. Billy had the first question. I got to scroll up and go get to that, right? Maybe pretty soon I won't have to scroll up. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say anything else. I'm not saying anything else because I think I said too much already. But anyways, yes, lots of good stuff. It's going to be great. Okay, let me see here. So there was that. I wanted to make sure y'all knew about that. Now listen, a lot of the features are available for free. And then there's amazing features available on their basic plan. And then they have a professional plan that has other things like 1080p streaming and whatnot. You can actually get a 14-day free trial of all the features if you sign up through me. I'm one of their partners. If you go to melaniediane.com/StreamYard, sign up through that link and you can get a 14-day free trial to do all this stuff. This has been asked before, I'm pretty sure that it doesn't matter. If you have an account already and you're not on the professional plan and you want to try some of that stuff out, then all you have to do is just create another account with a different email and use this particular link and you'll get that 14-day free trial. I personally do not care if you decide later to upgrade or not. And if whatever version of whatever account you do, I really don't care. I just love StreamYard so much. I really want everyone to make sure that they take advantage of that. That is my affiliate link for StreamYard. Just make sure everybody knows about that because it's important. Right? It's important. Okay, so here's the deal. I got one more announcement because it's huge. Next week, I talked to you guys about this last week, told you all to save the date. Next week, I am having my friend Kirk Nugent on the show, and he is going to talk about extra income with Amazon Live. That is the wrong date on the graphic. I have done this like 3 times. It is not the 8th. It is the 9th. We will fix that. It is the 9th. The 9th. Everyone. The 9th. Can y'all get that for me? The 9th. But anyway, Kirk is going to come on. He's going to talk about Amazon Live and how you can use Amazon Live to earn extra income. I selfishly literally was like, I want to learn more about this because I want to be doing it. Because when we talk about products or anything, even if it's stuff around your house, if it's sold on Amazon, you can put it in the carousel, you can show it off. It's kind of like the Home Shopping Network. If you watch it, it kind of reminds you of Home Shopping Network a little bit, but you could be advocating for products and helping your audience. But then if they buy from you while you're live, you're going to earn residual income. You're going to earn income on that. It's affiliate income. And so he's going to come talk about that because Kirk has been doing this for a while now. And I really love the way he does it. There's a lot of people that do this, but I really love the way Kirk does his Amazon Live shows. And so I said, oh, man, we got to get you on the show sometime soon. I was on his show a while back. We are peers in this industry of helping people with live video. And I said, I need to get you on the show. And I was like, I would love for you to come talk about Amazon Live because I have questions and I know my audience has questions. And so he's going to come on and talk about how to get started with it, what that process looks like. And then also he's going to show us how you can use StreamYard to produce your live videos that are shown on Amazon. So if you go to Amazon.com and you literally open up the browser and you click on live streams right underneath where the logo is, you will see all these live videos going on and you could be doing those. And so he's going to come talk to us about all of that fun stuff. So yeah, put it in your calendar. It's going to be a good one. And he's so good. What I love about Kirk as well, I don't bring just anyone on the show, right? And, when I bring guests on, I'm very methodical about it. What I love about Kirk is that his teaching style is very similar to mine. I think he does such a good job breaking things down, explaining things. He is also he loves StreamYard because it's so easy to use. He uses lots of different tools, but he's going to show us how we can use StreamYard to do this. And I think he he loves teaching people that are a lot like you guys. And many of you are subscribed to Kirk's channel too. And so that's why I'm so excited to have Kirk over here on my show, because again, I love the way he teaches. I love his production. He does such a good job with his stuff. He knows his stuff. And so I just trust him. I trust that he's going to be able to come on and talk to us about this awesome concept. So it's going to be fantastic. Hello, Shayna. What is up? I was just thinking about you today, actually. I literally was. I was thinking about how awesome it is. Certain people come onto the show, they turn in and they tune back in, and it's like, I love getting to know everyone. And you literally popped in my mind, and I thought, I haven't seen Shayna live for a while. So hello, it's awesome that you're here. Got to give a shout out to Melody DeBling, Auntie Bling, Bling Auntie over here as well. She's watching on Facebook today, but she's Bling Auntie over on YouTube. So we're going to have some fun. All right, we're ready to jump in, get going with these questions. Let's do this. It's going to be fantastic. Let me scroll up because I saw that Billy had a question about a microphone, I want to say. He says, I'm asking for a new mic for Christmas, and I'm looking at the Elgato Wave 1 and Wave 3. I like the price of Wave 1, but should I spend the extra to get the Wave 3? All right, let me pull these up so that I can explain this, because they are different. They're similar, but they are different. And honestly, Billy, it's going to come down to personal preference on this one. Okay, let me pull these up. Wave 1 and 3. Let's see if I can get an easy way. Oh, well, here's a help article from Elgato right here. This is perfect. Great. This is actually awesome. So let me share this real quick. I'm going to share this with y'all so you can see this. How does this look when I have a comment up? Add to stream. Whoa, wrong screen. Gotta share the right screen. Gotta share the right screen. I switched things up, as you see. As I told y'all, I changed the camera angle, which means I'm using my right side monitor, which is normally my screen share monitor. So I'm over here. Now, one of the newer features that has recently come out from StreamYard is called Picture in Picture. You notice how I'm still here? Hi. Let me take Billy's comment down for just a sec. I'm down here. See me down here? The view you guys are used to seeing is this one, right? Where it would make the screen share smaller so that I could fit over on the side. Same with guests, right? But now there's this picture in picture. And they are still working out the UI of this one. I think my feedback to them, if I pull a banner up, I bet you. Okay, so it's going to push me up, but I'm still a little bit behind that banner, just ever so slightly. But the comments, let's pull Billy's comment back up. So here I am. So I'm still here with you. I think for this, I'm going to stick with this though. All right, so here's what it says. Let me see if I can make this larger so you guys can read this. But really, Billy, they're almost the exact same mic. What I was going to tell you was they are literally almost the exact same microphone. The differences are going to be, the biggest difference you're going to notice is going to be the actual Wave 3 has a control on your mic. So let me show you what I'm talking about with this camera angle. Oops, that's not the right one. Okay, so what I'm talking about is right here, there's a dial, okay? That dial is gonna allow me to adjust some audio levels. It's gonna allow me to adjust the mix. Earlier I was talking about you basically, when you have your headphones plugged into your microphone. So anybody that has a Yeti Nano, a lot of those types of mics, you're used to, you know that feature of you can plug it in and you can hear yourself and you can change the volume of that audio coming into your ears. Now that's not necessarily your recording volume, but also what it does is it allows you to listen to your computer. So I'm listening to not only the sounds from my computer, like the music I was playing earlier, but also myself. If I can actually adjust the mix. So if I just wanted to listen to the computer and not myself, then I could actually change that ratio. Vice versa. I could just listen to myself and not listen to the music. This is more of a preference for people who are doing a lot of gaming, because sometimes they don't want to actually listen to, they don't want to hear themselves. They just want to hear the game music or game sounds and stuff like that. One of those kind of funky things. You can adjust that right here. You can toggle between that, and then I can change the gain right here as well. So the gain, I'm going to bump the gain up right now. Now I just got louder, right? I got louder for everybody. So I can change that right here. I can make that adjustment right on the mic. Then I can go to headphone volume. I can bump that up if I want to hear myself hear the sounds a little bit louder. That is nice, but you got to ask yourself, how important is that? And so what this feature does is it is going to allow you to adjust it on the Wave 3. You can adjust it right here, all those different settings as I just mentioned. But you can't on the dial. Only changes your headphone volume, and then there's a mute button. If I push it, it mutes it. So there is a price difference between these two microphones. That's the main feature you're probably going to notice, Billy. But the other one is going to be the sample rate. I am not an audio technician at all by any means. Personally, I do know that this is going to give you a different type of quality sound than this, but I have watched a lot of people record with both Wave 1 and Wave 3 to do comparisons, and I can't tell a difference personally. So I think you got to look at it. If you're on a budget and you don't feel like you need those settings that I just described, then just go with the Wave 1. I mean, again, it's going to come down to personal preference. One thing to keep in mind is that all of these settings that I talked about can also be adjusted in the Wavelink app that you get as well, that you download with the microphone. The only thing I'll say about the Elgato Wave 1 and Wave 3 microphones with that Wavelink app is that app, it does come with a bit of a learning curve. So there is a bit of a learning curve with that you'll need to kind of accommodate for. Just take your time to learn it, watch some YouTube videos. It can be a little tricky. In my opinion, I found it to be a little bit tricky because there were a lot of concepts I just didn't really get yet. The more you get certain concepts about how, like what I just described about the mix between your computer audio and your microphone audio, if somebody would have told me, oh yeah, you can adjust the mix between your PC and your microphone, I'd have been like, what the heck are you talking about? But I get that now. Just the more you do these things and the more you learn, the more acclimated you'll become with certain things. Whereas using an application like that Wavelink app, you'll understand it more. So that's why I always tell everyone, don't be intimidated. Don't give up. Just keep tinkering, keep learning. The concepts of all these things will eventually come. You will eventually get it. There's certain things that, like even in OBS, which I saw I had a question. We have a question about OBS as well. There's so many things that I watched a video that's a year and a half old about OBS and the other day, and I was like, what they were talking about, I remembered watching this video for, and I didn't pick up on what they were talking about, but this time I did because I've gotten more familiar with the application. So it just kind of goes back to stick with it all, and that's one thing I love about the Wave is that it does come with that that software. Billy, the other one that is worth looking into is that Rode NT USB Mini. That is another microphone that also comes with software now that is called Rode Connect. So good on YouTube. Just research it. The Rode NT USB Mini. Check it out. Everything I am talking about right now, everyone, by the way, is exactly what could be talked about on Amazon Live. And I would put these products in my cart, in my carousel. And if somebody said, oh, cool, and they clicked on it to check that out, then they would see it. And then if they bought it within like a certain time frame, then I get a commission on that item. So literally by just answering these questions, I'm talking about certain products. I could also say, oh, by the way, you're going to need to also buy this accessory right here, Billy, if you want to mount your microphone to a boom arm. Oh, by the way, the boom arm that you're looking at, this boom arm right here, you can get it on Amazon for $29, right? Like, again, the list goes on. And I know a lot of people tell me, they're like, well, I don't really talk about products. We all can talk about products. I guarantee we can all talk about products. So it's one of those things. All right, I want to jump down to the next question, but I want to see, I always like to toggle between the current comments and questions and the going back up to the questions that were posted already, right? So definitely one of those things. Well, hello, Carrie. Carl, excuse me. I thought I saw an I on there. I do not have my glasses on today. So Carl is here. Hello. Welcome to the stream, Carl. We're doing a live Q&A. So if you have any questions about anything related to, live shows, live video gear, software, apps, Canva, StreamYard, go ahead and pop those questions into the comments and I will get those answered for you. Okay, let me check this out. La, da, da. Shane has been working hard lately. Yeah, so as a crafter, she's getting ready, right? Like you should record yourself. Shayna, I don't know if you've ever noticed or watched my live hangouts. Sometimes I literally am like, I want to get on Canva, figure some stuff out. I figured out something I had no idea you could do on Canva just today, actually. But literally I'm like, I just want to talk to my people. And so sometimes I just will go live and stream. I call them live hangouts. And pretty much my subscribers get that. Like, oh, it's a live hangout. She's working on whatever. It's probably not going to be real structured, but I'm going to talk about what I'm doing. I may answer some questions. One time I was like figuring out how to configure sound effects on my Stream Deck, and everyone was giving me ideas about, and Robin was there giving me ideas about sound effects. Oh, and Robin, it was funny the other day, she threw one out and we were searching for a fun thing to play, and we found a fun one. So every time I get a new subscriber, if someone says I just subscribed, we found that one and we loved it. So, but yeah, I got to show you guys a fun trick. When we get to OBS in a second, I'm actually going to show off something that I figured out how to do. I'm pretty excited about it. So anyway, so yeah, do that. I'd say do a live hangout while you're working and crafting, so that you can still stay relevant, still be talking with your people and do all that stuff. Right. So, definitely don't not go live just because you're busy. Incorporate live video maybe into you being busy and let your audience in a little bit. I totally love streams like that. I do think that I do think people like them. I think that it's one of those things that just, it creates connection and people know what to expect, especially if you start doing them, then you'll get that. So, okay. I want to make sure I didn't skip a question. So I'm scrolling up. I know Robin has a question. I've got a bunch of questions actually coming in from you guys. So let me keep going. Okay, cool. All right, scrolling back down. Let me see. Robin, there it is. I'm about to run out of space in StreamYard and need to download some videos. Where's the best place to store those? Google Drive, external hard drive? Need some suggestions. Okay, so here's what Robin's referring to. So one of the things that StreamYard has recently done, I cannot share my screen. I cannot show that I have a feature showing up that is not available to everyone yet. So I can't share my screen yet. But what she's talking about is StreamYard used to, if you were on one of the paid plans, they would save your live videos in their cloud, meaning they would store the recording in their cloud for, it was like 15 days. And this was if you were on their basic plan or their pro plan. They've recently changed that because once they came out with the pre-recorded streaming feature, which means you can create a live video and play a video that was previously recorded, okay? Once they changed to that, once they added that feature, they went ahead and said, ooh, we don't want to, because you can actually stream. You can go in and say, I want to stream a video. I'm going to create a broadcast and I'm going to stream a previously streamed video. And you can literally go to your past live broadcasts that are stored in the StreamYard cloud. So they changed their plan to now it's, instead of a time limit, it's a storage limit. So there's two things you can do. You can buy more storage, which is per month. It is a bit pricey in comparison to what you get in some other storage solutions like Google Drive, Dropbox, and others, right? But that's because you're getting more from the tool. And so you can buy more storage. You can delete old videos to give yourself more storage. Or you can just let them expire. So basically what happens is the old ones go away. You lose access to them. So what Robin's referring to is she wants to download some of these videos to save them. So there's two things I'll say. If you are streaming those to YouTube, they are saved on YouTube as well. They are in the YouTube cloud. You can get to those videos. You can download those videos from there. But always remember, there's nothing there you're paying for. So YouTube one day could say, oh, sorry, we're not giving you access to your old videos anymore. So there's always that. I personally use Google Drive. I use Google Drive for file storage, all kinds of stuff. And I find it to be very easy to use, very sufficient. You could use Dropbox. You could buy an external hard drive. An external hard drive is actually a piece of hardware. It's going to plug into your computer and it's going to give you additional storage space that's on a piece of hardware. Here's the thing about that. Those things go bad. They can go bad. They can crash. They can get corrupt. I've actually had this happen before. I lost an entire computer's backup on an external hard drive because it just basically went bad. And so I literally had all these images, photos, a lot of photos I'm glad are gone because they're from my 20s. And there's probably a lot of photos in there that I'm like, that's probably a good thing it's not going to resurface itself ever again. But that's a whole nother conversation. However, I do like the cloud storage because it is easy to use and you can access those files no matter where you are. So let's say you are on your laptop. or you're on your, your phone and you want to see something, you can get to it from any device because it's basically accessed through the internet. If you're storing these things on a hard drive or even just on your computer physically, you have to be in the local presence of those items in order to access those files. So there's definitely some advantages to using cloud storage. Cloud storage is basically Google Drive, Dropbox, even OneDrive if you're a Microsoft lover. Those are all those types of solutions. There's others. Is Box still around? I don't know if Box is still around. So I would suggest paying for one of those. Now, Google Drive is free and you get a certain amount of storage for free as well. But if you exceed that amount, then you might want to invest. I personally pay for more storage. If you are a Mac user, you could also pay for iCloud. iCloud is another cloud storage solution service as well. But that's my 2 cents on that one. Hopefully that was helpful. Let me see. Oh, Mike from Never Let the Machines Win is here. Well, thank you, Mike. Mike is always so very supportive and always so great in the comments about all kinds of things when it comes to, I don't know, he's just one of those guys out there. I feel like, Mike, you're always a cheerleader for all of us, right? You're just a cheerleader, but you also have such great insights to share as well. So always love seeing you in the comments for sure. Okay, Cynthia from Purgatory Paranormal of New York says, I use StreamYard but only get the 720p, but I'm considering trying the next level. Is the quality after it uploads to YouTube better with the 1080p level? Question for you, Cynthia. So right now on the basic plan and on the free plans, we can stream up to 720p from StreamYard. I believe that's 30 frames per second as well. That matters. So free and basic, you can stream out 720p. If you pay for the professional plan, which is the highest plan right now, you will have the ability to stream out up to 1080p. I believe it's still 30 frames per second. Now, here's the thing. Now she's a YouTuber, I know this. So YouTube is going to accept that 1080p no matter who you are. Facebook, on the other hand, is going to most people are only going to be at that 720. They are starting to allow people to stream 1080. It seems to have no rhyme or reason. I have looked at some of mine. Sometimes mine are 1080, sometimes they are not. So Facebook is a little wonky with that. So you could pay for 1080, but if Facebook isn't allowing your streams to be 1080, they aren't going to be at that level. But YouTube, it should be. So when it comes to, when you say, is the quality after it uploads to YouTube better with the 1080p level? Is the quality better? I have seen a difference between 1080 and 720, like big time. In fact, one of our viewers, one of our fellow subscribers, Pokegal, Ariana, one time was like, Mel, why aren't you streaming in 1080? And I was like, oh crap, I'm not, because it's a setting that you have to set. And I happened to be streaming at 720 and she noticed it, like boom, she noticed it right away. So I definitely can tell a difference personally. And I've watched some of my streams, they were 720 versus 1080, especially on YouTube. And I do notice a significant uptick in the quality. The thing I am telling you is that I know YouTube no longer considers 720 HD. So it used to be that 720 was HD, 1080p was Super HD. They now no longer call 720 HD anymore. So because everything is 1080 and some people are pushing out 4K. So I personally think that 1080 is worth the quality, especially if you are using the type of equipment that I am using. Now, if you're just using a basic Logitech webcam, maybe even a Brio, you may not see that big of a difference because your equipment is only going to really produce a certain level of stream. Even though they will push out a 1080 signal, the quality is very different. I'm using basically a $1,200 setup right here as far as my picture. Okay. So I want 1080 because I'm trying to get this really high quality image for you all. And I'm not going to go, down here to 720. So there's a lot of factors to think about. Obviously the cost is also a factor, right? So that's my 2 cents on that. But I personally like it. I do personally think that there is a difference and I want that 1080. So that's what I'm going for with that. Great question though. Great question. In fact, that used to come up a lot. It doesn't come up as much anymore, but I do think that we're all going to start to see 1080 being the new, minimum, if you will. So that's kind of one of those things. So Barb is here. Hello, Barb. She says, how do you use OBS to do the countdown timer? I love to dance and I want music. Yeah. Okay. So Barb, I want to make sure you know, It is a combination of a few factors, which is how I do it. So it's not just OBS, at least my setup. My setup is not just OBS. Now, I have a whole video where I basically talked about it. It's a live stream, so it's kind of like, sit down, grab a cup of coffee, and maybe multitask and listen to it, because it's a longer live stream where I just sort of like randomly explained it and kind of talked about it. I am actually, I really need to create an actual, just a quick, 8-minute video for everybody on YouTube, because I get this question a lot. But I'll show you really quick the whole setup. So this is going to be a quick one. But I do have an old stream. It's in the Hangouts, and it's in those marketing chit chat Hangouts tutorials. You'll see it in there. Okay, so let me pull this up. And I'm going to, this is actually one of the things I wish was different. I wish that comment could be, I'm going to change my comment style to minimal so that we get a little bit of transparency here. I still don't love that either. Let me see how the picture in picture looks really quick. Let's just check this out. How's that look? That doesn't look good either. Okay, we're going to go with this. All right, here's the deal. So what you see here is actually, I'm going to move some windows around in a moment. So I have three things that come into this. So let me pull her comment down a little bit. Yeah, that's probably good enough. We have three factors here, Barb, when it comes to being able to do what I do, which is this. This is what she's talking about, this whole countdown timer thing. When I start out my streams, I play music, yada, 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 right? So that's what we're talking about. So let's go back to where we are. So this is my other monitor. So we have OBS, which is what you see here. Okay, that's OBS. And then we also have the Wavelink app, which is a key factor, right? And then I also have music that I'm allowed to play. So you need to make sure that if you are going to play music, you need to have copyright-free music. Like personally, I love to, if you go to streambeats.com, there's all kinds of genres and styles. There's no lyrics, mostly no lyrics, but it's Harris Heller. It's free copyright music. You can use it on your YouTube, Twitch. I think you can even download this stuff and do things with it. Super awesome. I love Harris Heller. I've learned so much from him on his channel, Alpha Gaming. Even though I'm not a gamer, I've learned so much about like just all this stuff, right? So anyway, that's a free one. But I use Epidemic Sound. Epidemic Sound is a subscription service that actually allows you to search by sound effects, as well as different genres of music. I like electronic music. I like pop music. I actually like all music. I really like all music except for blues. That's probably blues and like super true, like deep rap, like hardcore rap. I like everything else. But so like this song that I'll play, maybe. Why is it not working? It's not playing. Well, you guys hear it. No, you don't. You don't hear it. Oh, it's because the volume's down.
No, I won't have it, babe. Not playing this game.
Right? Okay, so you get the gist. Now, there's the other factor. So we're playing music through the Epidemic Sound website, okay? But I also am using this application, which essentially is an virtual audio mixer, okay? You can use a Rodecaster, which is a piece of hardware. You can use other applications. This is the application that I use. But in order to push this out, especially with StreamYard, you would need to have a way to push out different audio sources. So this audio source is my microphone right now that you hear. This over here, the browser, that was Chrome. That was where we were playing Epidemic Sound. This is another microphone I have hooked up that is currently not pushing out. I have it turned off. That's why these marks are through here. So you can change the volume levels here, which is what we did. I had the volume level down. I bumped it up so you could hear the music. Basically, when I go in StreamYard and it says pick your microphone, I'm picking this application as my microphone. So anything that's happening inside of here will push out to you. The same would be if I was on a Zoom call and I wanted to play music during a Zoom call. Same thing. It's going to say pick your microphone or change your microphone. It's going to let me pick my microphone directly, but it's also going to show up. This application is going to show up. And so when we pick this application, anything happening inside of here will push out. This is my sound effects. So I have sound effects that I can play as well, like the snap sound. And you see the bars click every time I do something. Those are audio levels. So I can also monitor my audio levels as well. This is the Wavelink application I was talking about with Billy when we were talking about the Elgato Wave 1 and the Elgato Wave 2 microphones. That is the application that comes with those microphones. You have to have the Wave 1 or the Wave 2 hooked into your computer in order for this application to work. It does not cost anything extra. It comes with the microphone. It is a little tricky to get set up and to understand and to use, as I said, and it also does sometimes have an issue or two where you just have to understand everything. So, for example, if I go try to play something on YouTube right now, I have to come in here and actually change how I'm listening to it. I have to change it to my actual speaker if I don't have these headphones in. So there's little finicky things like that. So it does add a little complexity to your overall setup. So there's my 2 cents about that. Now let's talk about OBS. So this is OBS, okay? So what we've done is I have the virtual camera turned on. Right? I have the virtual camera turned on, and when I go to StreamYard, I select the OBS virtual camera as my webcam. And so anything that I do in OBS is what you all see in the main view of the box over here. That little box is my webcam. This is my screen share, the big box, right? So what I've done is I've configured scenes, and you see those over here. I'm going to jack everything up. I'm going to jack it all up by accident. Yep, I'm going to just ruin everything. Excuse me. These scenes are how I can design different layouts. I can design different things. And so one of those things I've done is I've designed the countdown. So if I click on that particular scene, you notice over here, these are my sources. So I have my video, and then I have this countdown. And the countdown, I put on a filter and made it transparent. So there's a lot of quirky things to this. I am not going to go into all the details. You will need to learn OBS in order to do this. But that is the quick way that I wanted to point out. But to take a deeper dive and to learn all those other things, then I would love for you to go. Honestly, there are so many OBS tutorials out there on YouTube that are so valuable. That's where I've learned most of my stuff. I've also had some viewers help me out. So Chad, Ia Peterson, also Cosmin has been on here helping me out. Typical Tyreek, I think, has helped me out as well. A lot of my subscribers they tune in to those live hangouts and they will chime in and help me out. So a lot of cool stuff that I've been able to get some help from my own community as well. So super cool. But I love that you asked the question because it's way fun. The way around that, if you didn't want to deal with OBS and all the crazy tech aspects of it, you could actually do a StreamYard stream and have yourself on screen, and you could share, you could share your Chrome browser. And when you share that Chrome browser, you're going to get an option. The lower left-hand corner is going to have a check mark that's going to say, do you want to share the browser audio? And if you check mark yes, it will actually push that audio out. And so you could do that. You would just need to have a different way to put a countdown up on the screen, which there's a couple of different ways you could do that too. So that's kind of the workaround for that right now, as of right now. As of right now, that's the workaround. Not going to say anything else. Not going to say anything else about that one. I mentioned earlier, if you're just tuning in, I mentioned earlier that we've got StreamYard's working on some new features that are coming out very soon. Okay, Billy says, I created an ebook called How Money Works for my business, but I don't know how to promote it. Do I just do lives on what is in the book and then ask if people want it? Oh, this is a great question. So, okay, first of all, congrats on the ebook. That's awesome. I love this. Now, Billy, a couple things. Basic stuff. Marketing 101. You have to have a website. I think you have to have a website. So if you already have a website, make sure that website makes it easy for people to understand you have a book and they can buy the book. Yes, I do think you should promote the book with your live videos, but do what I do. So I don't promote anything on these shows. You guys know that. Every once in a while, I will open enrollment to my live video bootcamp. I will open enrollment to a program, but that is not very often. Sometimes if I have a partner program that I'm promoting, I will promote that. But I really don't promote anything on my live streams. I am just simply here to help you all, get you help where you are, builds trust. And then if I did, then I might say, I might be like, oh, Barb, great question. Just so you know, I've got a live video bootcamp and there's an entire module on up-leveling your production using OBS. I don't have that in my current. I have a couple like tech library resource videos in there about OBS, but I don't have a whole module. I was just kind of saying that would be a way. So you would offer some help. I didn't leave her hanging like, oh, buy my program and the answer's in there. I helped her out. But I could also use as an opportunity to say, hey, that is actually a module where we talk about that in my program. Enrollment's coming up next month, blah, 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 right? So always be offering value. Your live videos are really to get to know your audience, build community, build a relationship with your audience, help them, but also you get feedback from them. Like the questions that people are asking you are great content ideas for future podcast episodes, future videos, future book things, future online programs, maybe like an online course that you could create, right? Billy, I think you're a great candidate, by the way, for an online course. I truly do believe that. But you have to have a way to nurture people outside of your live streams, because live streams are just social media, right? It's social media content. It's not really something where you have that pure ownership of that relationship with them. If the platform decides to all of a sudden not give you access to knowing who your subscribers are, now you don't even know who your audience is. That's not going to happen, but just as a really drastic example. But if you have a website and you're using email marketing, right, then you can make sure like, hey, you have an ebook, right? Like they have to buy it, but maybe you have a free checklist. And so have like a free checklist that helps them do like some sort of self-assessment. And then the result of that checklist gives them some information, including, hey, here's a book for you if you want to learn how to fix this problem or whatever it is that they just learned about themselves, right? There's that. But that when they subscribe and when they get that checklist, they're subscribing to your email list as well, where you can nurture them, let them know about your live videos, let them know about other things, blog articles, podcast episodes, anything else that's going to help them. It's really just a place like a little newsletter, right? And so I don't think you should be on your live streams always promoting your ebook. You can certainly let it be known every once in a while. You can have it, you could even say, this live stream is sponsored by blah, 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 and it's your book, right? People do that sometimes too. So there's a lot of ways, but don't just do the live to promote the book. If you have a launch, you should totally do a launch and like make a big deal out of it. It's a promotion. Promotions are temporary though. You should not always be promoting, just because the same reasons why we don't want to have people always selling to us. Good question though. Love it. Love that you have the ebook. Super great. I feel like, okay, more questions. Okay, cool. I got some time. I got some time. Wow, we got all kinds of questions in here. This is fantastic. Okay, let me see here. Let me see. I'm getting a spam call on my phone. All right. Oh, okay. Just subscribed. I sometimes hear audio sounding robotic during live streaming. Any idea why? Oh, okay. So I wish I knew why, but that's happened to me before as well, just so you know. But hey, I got to show something off because first of all, super excited that you are subscribed. I hope this works. Was that not fun or what? Okay, super fun. I will have to tell you how I did it. But I see we got a lot of questions here. But I did that because we had a subscriber last week, and I was like trying to figure out a way. And like I said, Robin helped us pick out that song, and I was like, I can totally on my Stream Deck, which the Stream Deck is right in front of me, right here. That's my Stream Deck. It's basically push buttons to do certain things. They're little shortcuts, and you can configure buttons to do certain things. Well, I made it's called Woohoo. It's a Woohoo button. That button right there, when I push that, it plays that little song and it adds the animations that you saw in OBS. Again, I'm using OBS Virtual Camera. So it basically switches the scene to a scene that has my camera and those animations on there as well. And then it plays the audio sound. That's a multifunction button on Stream Deck, which I just learned how to do this. So super fun stuff. But yeah. So as far as like sometimes it sounds robotic, I've heard lots of people say that a lot of times it's a resource issue, meaning your computer has too many things running, it's working too hard, it throws things off. I have had this happen on my streams as well. And it happens when I use my XLR microphone and when I share my screen. And I have yet to diagnose exactly what's happening. So I do know that there are a number of things that could cause this, and it's very difficult to fully diagnose what's going on. So it's just kind of one of those things. So it's just tricky. So I wish I could give you an exact answer on that one. So I think Cynthia took off. She's going to try to get a plane over to, she's getting a plane trying to find a plane to Vegas. Her plane was canceled. She's got to get it figured out. So hopefully Cynthia gets herself over to Vegas for sure. So, all right, let me see here. Okay. I'm going to say, we have a question here. I'm making sure, I'm reading it. I want to I don't, okay. I'm not going to display this comment. I'm going to read it. So I got hired as a social media manager for a company that sells fermented goat feces online. Any post I make, Instagram takes it down for being explicit, which it isn't. Fermented goat feces. I didn't know that was a thing. Here's what I would say. If they're being taken down because you're talking about things that maybe are against their standards or their policies, then you're going to have to find a different way to talk about it. This is actually a common issue for other industries as well. You have to talk about the other stuff. You can't talk about this specific. Let people dig in and do their own research to figure out who you are and what you sell. But you're going to have to find a different way to offer value that's kind of like the outside of it. So if it's a health benefit, if it's a whatever, talk about those things, but you can't talk directly about what's going on. So CK was reiterating what I said earlier about Harris Heller. Totally awesome. I love CK. Okay. Anna says, I am using OBS and doing my first interview soon. Any thoughts on OBS Ninja? Okay. So interesting. So Anna, I've never used OBS Ninja. However, I would say, what I would ask you is, are you streaming this interview? Are you doing a live stream of the interview? I will tell you that, you can totally use OBS. I do not know how to use OBS Ninja, configure all that stuff. However, I would tell you what I tell everyone, which is I would ask the question, why are we using OBS for that? Because I do personally believe that StreamYard is like such a great application where you can do interviews. You can just bring them on screen. It's also better and easier for your audience member or your interviewee typically. And you don't have to worry about stream keys or anything crazy. You can literally just stream it. Now, if you're just recording an interview, you can also use the record only feature for StreamYard as well. You could do it on Zoom or Google Meet even if you wanted to. If you're using OBS because you have other production value or other production elements to it, that's definitely one thing. So I always ask that question because I think the reason I ask these questions is it's not that I'm challenging anyone. It's because often we learn about things, okay, because we're doing research and we learn about something like, oh, sweet, you can use OBS to do an interview, a live interview. Awesome, I'll do that. But what we don't know in that moment, because we've only been exposed to so much information, is that I would put OBS up here as far as complexity level and like a bunch of other applications in front of that if that's all you're doing. But if you are wanting to do all these other crazy things and you know how to do it, then you're going to need to use a tool that's up here. But if you're just getting started or if you're just you just want to stream an interview out, then you should use something simpler. And that's why I ask those questions, because I always like to learn a little bit more about what are we trying to accomplish here, because my recommendations, my education, my diagnosis that I give you all is all based on your goals, number one. That's always where I start. What are we trying to accomplish? What are we trying to achieve here? What level are we trying to achieve? And then, of course, your resources, your capabilities, your capacity, your equipment, that all comes into play, right? Because what I find is that people will learn. In fact, I remember even learning about vMix, which is another application that's really popular. It's a great application. It's PC based. I learned about vMix. I was like, sweet. So I downloaded the trial and I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And I was like way overwhelmed. I had no idea what I was doing. And it was way too complicated. And I wasn't even consistently live streaming yet. I wasn't even really doing live videos that were anything close to what I was seeing somebody else do. And what I was like, oh, I want to do that. You have to understand that this is a journey. There's a process here, right? So that's why I always ask these questions, because if you're at the beginning piece of the journey, then I want to make sure that we're not trying to do something that's way advanced down here, right? So that's kind of a big thing. So, okay, live on YouTube. Okay. Live on YouTube. Okay, so here's what I would say. So you could totally just use StreamYard. You could use the free version of StreamYard. Here's what you're going to see. Anna, this is the thing that may bother you, but this is what you would see. That logo right there. You would see that. But you can literally bring a guest on. When you're in StreamYard, you are going to get a link. Hold on. Like you're literally going to create a video and you're going to say, I'm going to do an interview. So then you're going to say, okay, all I need is I'm going to create a stream. I'm going to get a link that I'm going to send to my guest. They click on that link. They're going to enter the stream. They're going to connect their mic, their camera. Boom, they're in the studio with me. I can display comments. You can display comments like I am right now, displaying yours. You can do all of this with StreamYard.com as it is. Like you don't have to configure anything. It's basically ready to go for you. You just have to add your YouTube destination to your account. And when you're ready to go, you're ready to rock and roll. So I personally would say, unless you're trying to do something super fancy and crazy and different, and you're ready for that, then you don't need to use OBS for that. I think it's going to be a lot more difficult for you. There's a lot more steps in the process as well, like stream keys and adding stream keys and configuring so that OBS can talk to it's so much harder. Like go to StreamYard, sign up for your account, connect your YouTube channel. Like within 5 minutes, you're ready to go. Like you literally are ready to go within 5 minutes. If you want those other features like the overlays and everything else, just do the 14-day free trial. That is my partner link. That is my affiliate link. I am being totally honest about it, but it does get you a 14-day free trial where you can try all the pro features like custom overlays. Like when I pulled something like this up, or I want to pull, like if you wanted to talk about your guests before they came on stream and you wanted to have this up, by the way, it's 11/9. It's November 9th at 12 p.m., not November 8th, apologize. You can do things like that. That all is part of the paid plans. You would get all that for free if you'd signed up for that free trial. So that's what I would say about that in regards to kind of that one, right? That one. So, okay, let me see. I missed something. I want to get back up. I know I saw, CK has a question. If you downloaded Windows 11, are you having any issues with your streaming setup? Is anyone having issues? I know that Crystal Profit, so CK, you know my girl Crystal, my friend Crystal, when she first downloaded Windows 11, she had some issues. She actually had quite a few issues with a few things. She doesn't seem to be having any problems now, but I know that she did. I think she had some stuff that was quirky. I personally have not downloaded Windows 11 yet because, I didn't. I texted James. I said, is it okay to download Windows 11? He said, wait for a couple service packs. And if you know what a service pack is, that means you've been a PC user for a long time. You've been a Windows person for a long time. I was like, that's kind of what I was thinking. So it's kind of like, remember when there was the iPhone, I think the 4 is the first one they did this. It was like the iPhone 4. And then they had the iPhone 4S. Remember that? You know what that S was? The iPhone 4S should have said iPhone 4 fixed. That they should call it the iPhone 4F because it's the iPhone 4 fixed. It was like the model that would come out about 6 months later, or did it come out a whole year later? I don't remember. But they would put this, new phone out and then get all the feedback about what was broken about it, and then they'd fix it, and then they'd come up with a different version. So a lot of that happens a lot. That's why a lot of software companies use beta testers. In fact, James is like a beta tester for like Mac or Apple's iOS stuff. So he will be like using beta versions of their new iOSs before they, actually release it to the public. That way they can work out the bugs. But, Microsoft hasn't always been the greatest with that. And so what they do is they push out what are called service packs. We all know them as updates. So when your computer says, hey, we need to do an update, you need to restart your computer. And then you do it. It says, do not turn off your computer while it's updating. Those are the service packs. So anyway, I personally have not updated mine. So I can't answer that question, but it's curious. I wonder if anybody else knows that, right? Okay. So had to make sure everybody knew what we were talking about there. Okay, let me see here. So CK is kind of reiterating that it could be the computer loads too much. So I definitely have heard that is usually the issue when someone is not able to, or when their audio sounds robotic. It's usually what they call a resource issue. Mine, I do not believe is a resource issue. I actually believe it's an audio routing issue. I think it's something I just need to troubleshoot and play around with and just mess with, right? Mess with it all. So. Okay. Oh, yeah. James is saying every tab you have open in Chrome is resource. Chrome is pretty resource intensive. I've heard that a lot. So, okay. No, Anna, just so you know, you can do interviews with the free version. You're just going to see that. That's going to be your number one thing. And if you don't care about that, then go for it. And I will tell you, I have seen celebrities live streaming, and I've seen this in the corner. So even plenty of people with plenty of money aren't paying for the app. They're just doing it using the free version. It's fine. Nobody's really going to care. And if people are like, what's StreamYard? Then you can just tell them. In fact, you'll have a referral link. So when you guys, any of you that use StreamYard, they give you a referral link. They let everyone be not a partner like me, but a referral link. And what a referral link gets you is it gets somebody, if they sign up under your referral link, they get $10. They get a $10 credit added to their account. And then if they upgrade, you will get a $25 credit to your account. And it applies right towards a subscription. So a lot of people aren't even paying for their StreamYard because they just talk about it and it's all being paid for by itself. In fact, there were a few months that I didn't pay for it at all because I was actually referring it so much. I had enough referrals coming in that I basically those referrals were paying for my account. So give it a shot. Try it out. Use the free version. It's one of those things. Check it out. Yeah. Okay. So she's learning OBS. She's doing good. Yeah. Honestly, OBS is fantastic. If you can figure out OBS, I don't know. When you get in StreamYard, you might just be like, whoa, what have I been doing? Why was I making this so hard for myself? It's pretty awesome. It's pretty slick. If you can learn OBS, you can definitely learn StreamYard. So for sure. Okay. I think that, well, that is cute. I love it. And that is actually, you make a wonderful point that a lot of us say a lot. I know my good friend James Hicks, we talk about this all the time, that we want to make sure, we want people to not focus so much on the tech and all the things. In fact, I was giving him that reminder today. I don't know if he's still watching, but focus on the content. That is what people care about. They care about the content. So the fact that you just said that, you're like, I don't even really pay attention because your content's super good. Well, thank you for that. That like warms my heart. I appreciate that so much. But like literally, that is the key. So that right there is the key to positive or, success with live video, is to focus on your content first. Make sure you have great content. You can have fun with things like lava lamps and whatever and all the things, but overall, the content is what matters, because you can be fancy all you want. And if your content is not good or quality, people don't care about all that other stuff. They just don't. And you're proof in the pudding right there. Proof in the pudding. Don't you think proof in the pudding, what is that even? Where does that phrase come from? Like, the proof is in the pudding. Like, what? I don't understand. Like, the pudding, the proof is in the pudding. Somebody needs to look that up and figure it out for me. So, StreamYard is a game changer. Yes, it is. It is a game changer. So, when will the new features come? All I can tell you, Mariano, is very soon. Very, very, very soon. Like, I'm super excited. I am super excited. There are going to be, you're going to hear about some new features, but then I want you to know there are more new features coming right after. And I'm not sure which ones I'm the most excited about. I mean, I'm excited about all of them, but like, they're all going to be great. I'm telling you, it's going to be fantastic. I cannot tell you exactly when, but it's important to you. I don't like pudding, so I couldn't tell you. That's fine. I love chocolate pudding, personally. I like some chocolate pudding. My friends, I have to sign off, but I wanted to remind y'all, November 9th, I am literally going to schedule the stream so you can make sure you're subscribed. And by the way, if you're a new subscriber, like if you just subscribed today, let me know. I have something for you. I will play for you. It's a celebration song for you. So let me know in the comments right now if you subscribed today. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am on my way to 1,000. We're trying to get there. It's a mission. We're doing it. So get subscribed. Click on the notification bell so that you don't miss when I do those random live hangouts, when I have new stuff. I literally just figured out a new thing that I didn't even know you could do in Canva. And I'm like, I cannot wait to make that video, like to show people how to do this. It's going to be a short one, but it's a super awesome feature. So anyways, I was just like there's an example. I'm going to be creating that and uploading it, right? A couple weeks ago, I had a video that I put up about how to use your iPad to draw like on a whiteboard on your iPad, but display it on screen for your streams. I have a lot of people that have asked me how to do that because they want to be able to be visual and whatnot. So I put that video up. If you subscribe and you click on the get notified bell, then you'll be notified every time I upload some new tutorial, and also when I go live. So make sure you do that. And if you have subscribed today, let me know. I want to know. Oh, yeah, yes, we did this earlier, didn't we? So if you haven't subscribed yet, anyone else, make sure you subscribe. So once again, for you, the Afrobeat Cult. so fun, isn't it? I love it. I love it. It's just fun. It's one of those fun things that we got to do. So here we go. The proof is in the pudding. The expression means that the best way to find out if something is good or successful is to test it yourself. So what does that do with pudding, though? What does it do with pudding, though? That's what we got to find out. We got to figure that out. Oh, here's we go. Robin, the same thing. Okay, the proof of the pudding is in the tasting. Used to say that the real worth, success, or effectiveness of something can only be determined by putting it to the test or by trying or using it. Okay. We're learning new things. Okay, so from Google. She said from Google, by the way. Thank you. From Google, by the way. Okay. I mean, literally, like, I guess I get it. I guess I do. Maybe not. I don't know. The proof is in the pudding. I might have to bring some pudding next week to my show. Pudding is good. I like pudding. Okay. I definitely have to go now. You guys are the best. I love y'all. I'm definitely going to I think I've mentioned this to you guys. I've been so busy. I have so many fun things that I'm like, just haven't had the time to actually put into place and implement. So if you're here, I'm telling you, if you've been here, you've watched my live streams evolve over time. They are about to evolve again. And I'm about to add some more things that are going to be super fun to the live streams. Again, I'll be making some tutorial videos to teach you all how to do the same things too. So definitely appreciate all of you for hanging out with us. Definitely want to make sure that, well, on and off the pitch, you just found the video a few weeks ago. Thanks for the tips. Are you subscribed? If not, subscribe right now and I will play one more woohoo button for you right there before I say goodbye, right? I got time. So are you subscribed? Did you just subscribe today? Whatnot? Just let me know in the comments if you've subscribed to the channel. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We are on our way to 1,000 subscriptions, which is a milestone in the YouTube world. Many of you YouTubers know about that. If you hit 1,000 and you have 4,000 watch hours in the last 365 days, you are approved for monetization. I am more anxious for that milestone because it unlocks other features as well, but it's just one of those things, right? Okay, on and off the pitch. On and off the pitch. That's kind of a fun like name. It looks like it's a sporting thing. So a sporting podcast. Very fun. I like it. Okay. I'm going to wait for on and off the pitch to see if they're subscribed because I want to hit the button one more time, right? It's something that kind of got lost in translation. Originally had a little more words and been rewritten and shortened. Okay. Well, she's talking about the pudding thing, I think. We're talking about the pudding thing. Robin says, I'm just over here trying to get to 20 subscribers. Robin, it will happen. Are you uploading content? Are you uploading additional content, right? Is it one of those things? It's got to be one of those things. I will tell you that what happened for me was a couple of videos that basically got found in search that people were finding. Many of you found me through that video. But the other thing is being a guest in other people's streams. That's how I got a big push. And then once you get that momentum, the momentum just keeps going. It just keeps going. So one of those things. All right, my friends. I'm definitely going to sign off for now. Gotta go. I will talk to y'all next week. Remember, save the date. Kirk Nugent will be here next Tuesday on the 9th. We're talking about Amazon Live. It's going to be at least a 90-minute stream. So block it out on your calendar. Come ready to learn. I have no doubt Kirk is going to show up with so many great things. It's going to be like a little masterclass. So definitely come ready to learn from Kirk about Amazon Live and how you can get started with it, but also how you can make it work for you and your business. So, all right, my friends, let's go. I'll see you next week. Bye.